So this video right here will show you the exact sales script that we use to overcome financial objections. And this is by far the best I've ever found, ever started using. Like when we started using this, we instantly increased cash collected up front, increased close rates. It's amazing. Like I've tested a lot of things, like this is by far the best. All right, so let's dive in right away. So there's 5 main steps to overcome this objection. And let's just walk through it. So first thing we need to do is isolate objection. So basically at this point in the call, you should have dropped price. Hey, it's this much, it's 10K, stay silent, see what their response is. All right, so basically the first step is always going to be isolate, hey, what is the real objection here? And so at this point, we're going to assume somehow we know that, it's finances. That's what they tell us. There's some form of, hey, it's just the money, it's finance, I don't know if I can afford it. Could be anything like that. And so we just want to isolate, this is the real thing and there's nothing else going on. All right, this is basically what you do for every single objection. By the way, you always want to isolate, hey, what's like the one real thing that's stopping you from moving forward? All right, so we would say something like, hey, no problem at all. So it sounds like money aside, like is there anything else keeping you from 100% moving forward? No, it's just the money, just the finances. Gotcha, so purely just the finances. And so we do I usually do 2 just to truly tie them down. Like this is truly the only thing. The whole point of this is we're trying to get them to confirm yes, this is the only thing. Or we want them to say no, there's actually something else as well. That way we can know the honest truth of what's actually going on, what we do have to overcome. All right, so that's why we use this binding language of 100% moving forward. All right, where you want to use exact explicit binding language because we're either trying to root out anything else or trying to get them to confirm if this is truly the only thing. So that's step 1. Just isolate the objection through a simple question like this. All right, step 2, once we isolate, yes, it's only money. Then we do this brainstorm frame. So when you're doing this, you literally want to look like you're brainstorming with them. So you can literally what I do is I literally look up to the right and I'm thinking. I'll put my hand on my chin. I'm starting to think okay, well, let's see here. What could we do? We might be able to figure something out. Are you open to have an open, honest conversation about finances just to see if there's anything we could work out? And so I'll say literally just very innocent brainstorming frame of literally thinking and trying to brainstorm solutions. All right, and so this will let their guard down. So it's not super pushy or salesy of okay, well, let's see how much cash you have and see if you can make this work. It's very innocent, very laid back. Keeps our guard down because it literally just thinks I'm brainstorming. I'm trying to honestly come up with solutions for them. I'm just honestly trying to help them. All right, so that's the brainstorm frame. All right, next step is we're gonna say yes to this. Of course, I've never had anyone say no. If they say no, there's something else going on. All right, there's some other uncertainty or something else going on. If they say no, but 99% of people at this point will say yes because we already tied down and isolated. Hey, this is the only objection. All right, next step, get their full financial situation. So I'm gonna go over the step. And I got this, by the way, a lot of this from Cole Gordon, by the way, so shout out to him. This is where I learned a lot of this stuff. So go ahead, check him out if you want to. One of the great things in the sales space. But anyways, a lot of you guys when you're seeing this, when you're going to read this, you're going to get freaked out and you're thinking, oh, no one's going to respond well to this. No one's going to tell me their exact cash flow and stuff. I can tell you 97% of the times, they will tell you absolutely everything. All right. As long as you've done everything correct upstream, they're actually certain they want to actually do this thing. They actually trust you. Basically everyone does this. Everyone will be completely honest with you. So this step is to get their full financial situation. All right, so this is literally what I would do. So it's okay, well, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you some personal questions just to preface, but we'll see what we could figure out. So first thing, how much cash is currently coming in per month? All right, so we're literally just asking for their income per month. How much cash is coming in per month? All right, and then we ask how much is left over after expenses. All right, we want to get their exact free cash flow per month. All right, get as exact as possible. All right, so sometimes what will happen, this is common sometimes, people will just tell you a story. All right, they'll just be my car's in the shop, so I'm getting that repaired. So, it's a little bit, expenses are a little bit higher than usual. And so all you do is you re-ask at that point. Man, that's gotta be tough. And that's annoying, that's the worst. For you to exactly how much is left over exactly after expenses. You just re-ask. And you would just keep on re-asking. Most people, after you re-ask once, they'll just get the point, oh, okay, it's this much. All right. If some other people, another thing that might come up is they'll give you like a very abstract estimate of like, oh, it's in the thousands. Then you would just ask again, like, okay, how much exactly? And you just like, if you do this, like you've done this thousands of times, like they will just assume it's normal and they'll just tell you the answer. If you yourself are weird about it and you think this is weird, you have all these limiting beliefs around it, it won't work. All right. So I've done this so many times, it works literally 97% of the time. There's 3% of people who are like uncomfortable and weird, but that's usually because something upstream I've done wrong to kill trust. All right. But you like this literally works every time. We'll get the exact cash flow per month. So let's say they have 1,000 extra, 2,000 extra per month. All right, we're getting this stuff because it tells us basically what payment plan we can offer, or maybe they can pay in full depending on their financial situation. Next thing we get is how much cash do you have on hand currently. So we just get their exact cash on hand, how much they have liquid. All right. And last thing, do you have access to credit? Okay, how much do you have available? So we get these three core things. We get their free cash flow per month, get their exact cash on hand, get their exact credit available. And so based on this stuff, you should instantly be able to see, hey, can they actually swing it? Can they pay in full? Do they need a payment plan? Do they need to just split up into 2? Do they need to split up into 3? All right, or do they, like, is their financial situation really tight? Maybe you get to downsell them here. Like this just peels back all the curtains and it tells you exactly, hey, what can they truly make work? All right. Another thing as well, this helps, like if you're doing this and you're like nervous about it for some reason, like this is actually really beneficial for the prospect as well. Because most people, like, let's be real, like most people like don't have good awareness of their financial situation. And so just doing this process with them, like asking them these questions, it helps give them clarity. All right. So they become more clear on their financial situation. Like, oh, okay. Well, like, yeah, I mean, I do have this cash here. I have this in savings. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. I could use that. Like it literally helps them out. All right. So like I've never had negative reactions from this. Like it just doesn't happen. Like people like are like, they like this. Like it's beneficial to them. All right, so do this. It's one of the most crucial things you need to do. Don't just be lazy, cop out, be scared. Like actually do the full financial situation. It will help out so much. And so at this point, you'll see exactly what they can actually do. All right, so the 2 more steps here to actually close the deal. Number 4, confirm buying intent. So this one's very simple. You just want to reconfirm buying intent. Okay, yeah, appreciate you sharing that. So like 100%, like you want to do this, want to move forward. It's like just figuring out the finances. Yep, that's it. All right, so we just reconfirm buying intent. And the last thing is we make the offer. All right, so you want to do something like this. Okay, I mean, yeah, based on like everything here, like sounds like we could figure something out. So let's see, what I would be willing to do for you is let you come in for, just half down, for example. That way we can, and then you insert future pacing benefits here. So literally like paint the picture of the benefits of them joining today. Like what are the instant benefits? What are the things they'll experience tomorrow, this week because of joining? Like you really want to paint the picture, let them visualize, the next step. And then just knock out whatever the future payment terms are. So we knock out the other half 1 month from now. Whatever this is, this could be a 2-pay, could be a 3-pay, whatever is the payment plan, you just offer that to him or offer that to them. And then we close it off by like basically getting them like to step into their higher identity. Identity is like one of the highest drivers of behavior. So we can get them to really, step into their higher version of themselves, the identity of the person who's already achieved the dream outcome. This could be for anything, could be for weight loss, could be for business, could be for anything. All right, needing them to step into that identity. So for example, in business, you could say something like, but this way we truly draw the line in the sand, commit to being that 30K per month business owner and take action like they would. All right. Does that sound fair enough? All right. So we basically give them exact payment terms, we future pace, and then we paint the picture of them becoming that identity of the person already achieving the dream outcome. We say, sound fair enough. All right. So if we've done this correctly, if everything we've done correctly upstream, they'll say, yeah, let's do this thing. There might be some fear that comes up. If there is fear that comes up, any hesitation, all we do is we go into fear, we coach them on that, we go into identity. So that might be something like this. Like, let's say there's hesitation, there's fear. You basically just help coach them through it. Like, let's say they're nervous about it. Like, hey man, like, I appreciate you being honest. Like, so obviously everything we discussed, you said, I was like, this is something that you 100% will believe will actually work to help you get this dream outcome. Financially wise, seems like you can definitely make it work based on those terms. I guess let me ask, is it possible? Is it just some fear coming up possibly? Most times they're just gonna say yes to this. Like most times, like this is the real thing going on. They're just fear. And then from here, what you can do is you can offer to coach them on that. So you basically just say, mind if I give you some coaching on that? Mind if I give you some insight on that? And then you just go into identities here. So basically the failing identity versus the successful identity. So let's do a business scenario right here. So let's say it's an offer to help them grow their business. So it would be something like this. Well, I mean, I've had hundreds of these calls. I've spoken to a lot of business owners, some unsuccessful, some failing, and some very successful guys doing 30, 50, 100K a month. There's one distinct difference I've noticed. It's really the ability to take action and get out of your comfort zone. So, as I'm sure you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who say they want all these things and they'll research and they'll plan and they'll think like crazy, and then they just never take action. So the entrepreneurs, of course, like they stay stuck where they are, and a year passes, 2 years passes, and they're still in the same spot. True successful business owners, they take action, they feel that fear, and they step out of their comfort zone regardless. They take action regardless of the fear. All right, that's what makes them successful. So, I mean, with that said, given like the entrepreneur and obviously the successful business owner, which of those do you want to be? Oh, successful, of course. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I mean, that successful business owner, if you really were to imagine yourself as that 30K per month business owner right now, what action do you feel like they would take right now? Yeah, I mean, they would do it. They would take action. Okay. Are you ready to become that person? Yeah, you're right. I need this. Okay. You ready to get started? Yep. Cool. All right, so that's the close right there. So you basically go through identities there, and that's what helps overcome their fear. And that's like, this stuff is truly coaching, like it's truly helpful to people, because like fear is the thing that actually holds them back from becoming that higher version of themselves that actually achieves their goals. So that's a process you would go through if there's any hesitations at this point. But for a lot of people, they're just going to sign up after number 5 here, because we've gone through this process correctly. So that is the whole script here. Like literally, like start using this right away. It will definitely help increase close rates based on what we've seen. I'm not gonna make any promises though. Like you could like suck at something else that could completely stop you from doing this right. But this works extremely well in my experience. So go ahead and implement this. If you're an online coach and you want help consistently generating more leads for your business, more calls booked, or closing more deals, go ahead and click the link below. I have an offer to you to work one-on-one to actually scale your coaching business. So click that link if you're interested. But I'll see you in the next one. Peace.